Welcome to 2K Sports. For another edition of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. Last outing for Atlanta unsuccessful. The loss to the Spurs. Here's Murray. Pass to Capella. A lot of focus on the guard matchup tonight, Greg. Both these teams rely on their backcourts to lead the way for them.
And if anything, it should make for an entertaining basketball game. And it becomes a little bit of a chess match when it's a backcourt duel. Those are always fun.
And so it's the Hawks getting on the board first. Rebound by Murray. Here's Williamson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And as incredible as Zion Williamson has been and is, the big problem, Greg, is keeping him ready to play. His health.
And there have been all sorts of opinions chiming in on whether he can play at a high weight. But the bottom line is something needs to happen to keep him healthy. He's lost too much time early in his career.
Now, here's Ball. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game.
And forget about finesse. This big fella's all about the power.
And so it's Atlanta with it. After the basket by Charlotte. Here's Hero. Here's Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Hey, you got to put a body on Capella. I mean, he's a tenacious offensive rebounder and does a nice job using his body.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, I got a chance to talk to Steve Clifford a little bit. He's looking forward to this first meeting between these teams. He told his guys, this is a fantastic opportunity to show what we've got and what we're about. But we have to protect the rim at all costs, even if that allows them to get an open shot from time to time. Well, it's an interesting strategy, guys. We'll see if it works.
Thanks, David. Now, Hero, after Clint Capella's miss. Hero can't get that one to fall. And here's Charlotte. 4-point game. Williamson with the block.
And the leaping ability of Williamson. We see it on offense with his dunking, but they're using it on D. And yeah, he's 280 pounds. We've never seen anyone hang in the air like this young man. Williamson is special.
Here's Richards. Zion Williamson making his last shot. Pass to Rozier. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. The Hawks leading by 6.
For the Hornets, they have the memory of 2 straight play-in game losses hanging over their heads. That's a tough way to end any season. It should be fuel and motivation for them.
Yep, that one goes. Williamson's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Down low. Richards. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Clark, do you think losing a play-in game 2 years in a row has a lasting effect?
Oh, I think it definitely does, Kevin. It has to leave a bad taste in your mouth. To come so close to being part of the playoffs like the Hornets have is tough to handle and swallow. But it also, on the flip side, can serve as great motivation.
Now, Hero. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
More than a great jump shooter, Hero is a tremendous ball handler who can finish the drive with either hand.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And after winning the 2021 Rookie of the Year, LaMelo Ball was even better his sophomore campaign. He continues to grow his game.
And for LaMelo Ball's second year, Greg, where did you see him improve the most?
Well, I think taking on more of a scoring load, Ball's points per game were significantly up. But LaMelo also improved his three-point and free throw shooting numbers. So rounding out that offensive game will be important.
And stolen by Murray. Pass to Hero. Here's Williamson. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
Almost got there in time, but waited just a little too long.
We've got 1:08 left in the first quarter. And Capella sends it back.
This is the real strength of Capella's game now. Outstanding at using his length and athleticism for block shots. You've got to be aware of him at all times. He's a bully on the backboard.
Yep, that one goes in there. 12 points for Zion Williamson. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Atlanta.
Their defense has been so aggressive right out of the gate, wasting no time shutting shooters down here with authority.
Something else they've done is really get after it defensively, specifically steals, and how they've done a good job tonight forcing turnovers.
5 to shoot. In the corner, it's Capella. Rozier with the steal. Here's Ball. And the layup's good off the glass.
Hayward really an unselfish guy, willing to share the rock and get his teammates some opportunity.
Screen by Capella. Here's Hero. Out to the right wing. Here's Williamson. Just 3 on the clock. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you have to admire how hard Zion plays. It makes defenders nervous and forces them to overcommit.
Here's Ball with the 3. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks holding on to an 8-point lead heading in.
The Hawks, 17.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And for the Hawks guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
Here's Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And you cannot leave anybody open on Ball's team because this guy is excellent at finding his teammates.
And he jams it with authority.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. AGA, what about these Hawks? They can really be fun to watch.
Yeah, and they just need to be more consistent, Kevin. It seems they can beat anyone on any day. If they can start doing that regularly, we're talking about big things in the future.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks very much. Now, you may not know this, but Gordon Hayward was a 2-time Indiana State singles champion in tennis. He says, in high school, I was better at tennis than basketball, but I've always loved hoops more. Thankfully, I was able to grow throughout high school to get to the frame I have now. He has certainly filled out in the NBA. Kevin, back to you.
Yeah, he sure has. He's been a terrific player to watch and follow. The injury is significant, but he continues on. David, thanks. Now here's Graham. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. And the shot goes in. Falls got 8 points in the quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Plumlee. Atlanta making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
Enzo Graham will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game marks the start of a 5-game homestand, the longest of the season. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Here is Daniels. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. To the wing right side. Just 5 on the clock. Ball's knocked loose. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession.
Atlanta. Ball.
The Hawks leading by 12. There's a screen by Marjanovic. From beyond the arc. The Hawks again can't hit. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Oubre, good. Oubre. And in the NBA, Clark, one singular talent can transform a team, as we know. So if you could play with either a superstar scorer or a defensive player of the year type, which would it be?
I think I've got to go with the defender, Kevin, simply because there are a lot more guys that do scoring at a high level than do defending at a high level. And if you have an elite defensive player of the year kind of guy, he can make a huge impact on your championship chances.
Left side, Jones. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Jones has got 6 points.
Well, one thing you like there is the extra pass. Evidence that the game is starting to slow down for Dunn.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
Let's give the Jews back to your Humvee.
The Hawks leading by 8. Here's Williamson. And Williamson throws it down.
You know, we know Murray's got some creativity to his passing game, but no need to be creative there. I mean, he sees the wide open man and zips it right to him.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And Bouknight slams it in.
And with the size Dunn possesses, it allows him to see the floor really well. So good at setting his guys up for quality shots as a result. One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Pass to Richards. Puts it up from 7. Dunn outside. Not really his range, and it's off target. The Hawks leading. Williamson looking it over. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Chris Dunn picks one up.
The explosive athleticism of Williamson is so much fun to watch. For a guy his size to move like that, incredible.
Screen by Jones. Here's Bouknight. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks.
Atlanta. Ball. Substitution for the Hornets. Gordon Hayward. Terry.
Just 4 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And Jones sends it back. And so it's Atlanta. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Back to the action in just a minute. And with the big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Now here's Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. Terry Rozier, that 2019 sign and trade changed his career.
You know, going from Boston to Charlotte, Scary Terry got an increased role with the Hornets, and sometimes that's all a player needs. He became a starter there, doubled his scoring average, and it was really a hand-in-glove fit for Rozier.
Now, Hero. Here's Capella. Good on the bucket. And the Hawks lead by 12.
But, you know, the closer Capella is to the rim, the more effective he becomes, in my opinion, in part because of his size and nice touch.
Hero way outside. And they'll get another chance. From deep. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Ball no good. And so it's Capella who brings up the ball for the Hawks. In the second half, they've only given up one basket coming from the free throw line. And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That's his first foul. Here's Murray. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Williamson right side. 4 on the clock. Over Jones. Shot clock reset for the Hawks. Outside, Hero. Back to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Capella's so good at finishing around the rim, showing you right there. Great explosiveness inside.
On the wing, Rozier. A three-pointer off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Hero on the wing. Drills it from outside. Hero's got 8 points.
And a legitimate threat to connect from deep. Hero doesn't lack confidence trying his luck from there.
Pass to Rozier. It's stolen by Capella. And a deep three from Hero. That's in there. Murray with the assist. 11 points in the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Another three for Atlanta.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
During last offseason, the Hornets decided to part ways with their coach of the past 4 years.
Always a tough decision, and this is a critical time for Charlotte. They've got a tremendous young core. They think their time is now, and they want to make a bold move with the new hire.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. We've heard about player tracking on the court, but now shot tracking is helping players refine their strokes. It measures not just makes or misses, but the arc and the depth and the left to right direction of shots. These systems provide instant feedback to shooters and help them find the bottom of the net. Kevin, back to you.
Sign me up. That is a fascinating story. David, thank you. And here is Ball. After Tyler Hero hitting the three. And how exciting it must be to have LaMelo Ball, Clark, on your team.
Kevin, clearly one of the most exciting guards in the league. The anticipation was through the roof for Ball, and needless to say, I think he's lived up to it.
Well, this Hawks team can run into defensive issues. Don't have many perimeter stoppers, and the interior at times can be overwhelmed.
So it's Atlanta now. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Pass to Ilyasova. Over to the wing. To the middle. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
And, you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line.
Here is Daniels. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Ilyasova, a screen. Marjanovic. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Dunn misses. Now here's Graham. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Atlanta leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. They have
54.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So it's the Hawks now. We're seeing a lot of pretty lively pregame dance routines from the players. You got any of that in your repertoire, say, before we begin a broadcast?
Oh, Kevin, I think pretty soon we should work out a few sequences, you know, get ourselves fired up. You game?
No. Come on, Greg, I'm not sure about that, but you go ahead and do it. A nice shot by Bogdanovic.
Graham's court awareness in action right there. Easily spots a wide open man.
Here's Bouknight. It's deflected.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
They set the pick. Here's Daniels. And that one goes long. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Graham. Now Bogdanovic. Pass to Daniels. No good there. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Here's Bouknight. Rebound Atlanta.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Here's Jones. And Jones slams it home.
Tell you what, the length of Dunn really creates problems for the opposition. He's so good at getting his hands in the passing lane and coming up with steals.
Some nice passing here by Charlotte.
Atlanta.
Greg, you think of everything that goes into making it to the NBA as a player. Did it come easy for you, or was it all work?
It's easy, really, to overlook the grind, but when you love the game, all those hours in the lab don't feel quite like work. At least not until you start getting a little longer in the tooth.
Screen by Capella. Hero way outside. He can't get that one to fall. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. Here's Bouknight. It's hauled in by Hero. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Floats it up for Williamson. Plumlee with the steal. Oubre bounce pass. Pass to Plumlee. Here's Bouknight. Driving in. And Capella sends it back. And they'll keep possession. Shot clock at 6. Oubre can't get it to go.
I wouldn't say that's exactly his spot now. I mean, and you can see why.
And the shot goes in. Heroes got 19 points. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Hawks.
They've been active defensively, rotating well, and then also closing out on shots. It's resulted in a number of blocks.
They've been the disruptors defensively, coming up with a lot of steals that have had an impact on the flow of the game.
Murray with it. Now guarded by Dunn. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter.
Mason.
Not a guy you can stop by fouling. Williamson too focused and too powerful.
Charlotte making a switch here. Free throw, no good for Williamson. When you look at NBA salary numbers, Clark, some rosters are only guys on the max or the minimum, one or the other. What happened? What happened to the middle salary?
Yeah, it just kind of went away a little bit, Kevin. Well, when you have enough stars on your team, they take up the whole pie, and really they deserve it. But I think you got to have role players, too, who are willing to take a little less, the crumbs, so to speak. But when you're talking 7 figures, crumbs is probably a misnomer.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Really hard to think of things they didn't do well in this one. Certainly a dominant night on offense for the Hawks.
And this was one that never really let him down, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Tyler Herro.
A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Stolen by Ball. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And here is Murray. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled.
하면 훨씬 느낌 좋아 음악 들어 make the mood. Ay, we take it higher every day. 큰 목걸이 하나 하는 거보다 긴 19개. 하나에 500만 원이면 한번 계산해. 500만 원 next 19. That means I'm getting paid. Yeah, running every day. Yeah, 손으로 모아 play. Yeah, yeah. Look, 나름 겸손해. Yeah, 너무 감사해. Yeah. 미치가 주는 필요 없어 꾸준히만 하면 돼. Yeah,